Yo, we back at the old spot. We at the old spot. I'm gonna need all my content creators, videographers, computer designers, app creators, all of y'all to pull up. Urgent news, urgent method. What I want y'all to do, I'm gonna tag y'all on this video of Gilbert Arenas, the basketball player, the cornball, the one that just got arrested by the feds for gambling. He always talking. I do not like that dude. But anyway, and Kwame Brown. If you listen to that conversation, it will explain everything as to, like I said, if you make music, if you make short videos, if you do photography for people, if you do whatever, you do YouTube and podcasting, and you're trying to see, like, how could I make a living off of this, right? If you listen to that conversation, to be real quick with the conversation, right? Everybody knows Gilbert Arenas and Kwame Brown been beefing. What it goes to show, right? Gilbert Arenas makes a point in his video where he says, yo, when I came on the internet, you had about 400-something thousand followers. I had 0, and that was 4 years ago. I now have like 1 million, and you have like 400, just like 10,000 more within 4 years. And then Kwame, they're going back and forth, but short answer, Kwame is like, yeah, but you only own 50% of your channel. And he's like, yeah, so what's wrong? He's like, what you mean? He said, you preaching all this independent black media stuff, but you only own 50%. He's like, yeah, well, I'd rather own 50% of something than 100% of nothing. And Kwame's like, see, that's the problem with the mindset of us black content creators and whatnot, is we're always happy to trade in ownership for monetary gain. So how does that correlate into what other issues, right? I just got done watching Jadakiss and Fat Joe's podcast. Trash. Listen, these rap dudes are now running to do podcasting. All of them. I seen Mano, Jim Jones, who else? It was Mano, Jim Jones, Davies, and Fabulous doing a podcast. I said, what? Nori got a podcast. And it's like they all go to each other's podcasts saying this. They've been saying the same stories. Yeah, you know when 50 got shot. And bro, I've heard this story since I was in high school. Is there anything else y'all got to say? But then you look behind the scenes and you're looking at it and it's like $100,000 studio. The mics are clean. See, there was a time when channels like YouTube and whatnot were popular because it wasn't made for celebrities. It was made for regular people to do what I'm kind of doing right now. It was just made for like, it was a nerdy type of thing. People didn't really mess with YouTube. You hear people now, oh man, I don't be on the internet like that. I ain't on the internet like that. So it was just kind of like for people who just like cameras and stuff like that. Fast forward now, the major media conglomerates have found out how powerful this thing is, and now they're sending their dummies in there. Fat Joe, to this person, this person. Remember when Taxstone first came out, how raw that was? He was just a dude in Brooklyn with a microphone, but he was witty, smart. You know what I'm saying? There was a time where you could talk about Jay-Z like this, Jay-Z Illuminati did it. Now you say that, your pay's getting taken down. So long story short, I'm going to say to my content creators, until we build our own platforms, like build our own YouTubes, build our own Instagram, you will never, point in case, and I've said this 100 times, Kai Cenat and like all them dudes, I don't mean to be mean to them, but they're young, they don't really understand yet. Twitch, when it first started out, it was really a gamer space. A bunch of gamers get on there and be like, you know them kids, the chubby kids in their room that play weird games all day? That's what it was for. Kai Cenat used to get on there and play video games. But somehow, some way, and I believe the mass media saw that there was a lot of intellectuals as far as like black people who get on there and do political commentary, they said, oh, no, we can't have that. We need to find somebody on this page and blow them up and slow all that down. Hence Kai Cenat and Aisha. Send LeBron down there. Send all these. How's all these people? And people gonna say you hating it. No, it happens every time. Whenever there's like space, especially when black people like get in some intellectual space, it's like always, if it gets too big, they get to sending, hey man, who's the best basketball player of all time? LeBron. If I hear another person talk about who's the best basketball player of all time, I don't give a fuck. Why is that every conversation for every black podcaster? But you know, Jordan came in the game swinging under the rim. LeBron, but nobody had the response. Nobody give a fuck. It's like what they're trying to do is the highest status of a black man in America, possibly the world, is a sports athlete. That's the highest. But if you go to other cultures, Elon Musk is their LeBron James, an inventor, a businessman. Who else? Peter Thiel, billionaire. Bill Gates, billionaire. Donald Trump, president of the United States. Every time we get online, it's always some celebrity shit. Fuck the celebrities. They're distractions. And with that conversation with Kwame Brown in Arenas, what you're gonna see is the reason why we always are getting ran over by these goofy fucking rappers and their stupid bullshit conversations and these motherfucking streamers who want to have Lil Baby on. Shouts out Lil Baby. I just seen Lil Baby the other day. But the reason why they're promoted the most is because we always quick to sell our shit. Soon as you built, Gilbert Arenas literally said, yeah, I own 100, but then I sold it. Kwame said, why you sell it? You always talking about ownership and this and that, and you only own 50. And guess what happens when they come buy that 50? And he says, oh, I passed you $1 million in 4 years. It's because they most likely put a battery behind you. The people you sold it to was probably a digital marketing firm. We need to create ourselves. And what they did was hit them algorithms. They got those back channels to call Lyor Cohen. Lyor Cohen was a music exec. Same reason why these rap music and black music in general is all gangster shit and flash money. There's no consciousness to it. Because of a man named Lyor Cohen. Check him out. Lyor Cohen, he's head of YouTube. They told Lyor Cohen, hey, whatever you was doing with them dudes in that rap music, come over here and do it with YouTube. So that's why I tell a lot of black content creators, until we own our own platforms, keep your day job. Don't be going out there trying to think you're going to make $1 billion off of this internet shit. And if you do sell any of your shit, you're going to have to curve your talk. I guarantee you. As soon as you give up your channel, hey, for us to buy this channel, we need you to stop talking about this. Stop talking. I guarantee you, they tell Gilbert Arenas and all those fucking sports channels, get on my fucking nerves, stick to sports. If you want us to give you contracts and sponsorships, we don't want to hear no political talk. Just stick to sports. But look, Joe Rogan gets a $100 million contract from Spotify, and all he does is politics. Why? Because Joe Rogan's mainstream. He's going to keep the status quo. He's going to keep the corporates, companies, and firms happy with the way he talks. He's not going to rush. He's not going to talk about police violence. He's not going to talk about genocide. He's just going to be, well, I don't know. They're like, yeah, that's what we want the internet to be. YouTube to be. Until we create our own YouTube, BlackTube or something, it's going to be, you won't be ever to be able to make a living. So once again, I know if you're any content creator, you don't give a fuck. And I'm tired of people keep saying, bro, the internet, man, fuck the internet. The whole world's on the internet, motherfuckers. The whole world. It's only these too cool for school motherfuckers. Man, I don't be on the internet, nigga. You ever heard of STEM, science, technology, engineering, math? This is technology. The four main segments of education right now. You can put something up and someone in China can see it right now? Do you not know this is crazy? This isn't, but probably because if you don't understand the history of the internet, you think it's always been like this. No, within the last 10 years, this shit has been growing. And just like Black America, all the time, or Black people in general, we always like to sit in the back and let everyone else figure it out. Hey, you heard of Instagram? These white folks don't wait until Instagram is made. They're already trying to make the next Instagram. They're already making the next YouTube right now. That's what Twitch is. That's what Rumble is. And Rumble, that's probably where, if I was to really get on that, where I go, because they're not going to cut your freedom of speech off. That's where Nick Fuentes is at. But anyway, I just had to get that out because I just watched this interview with Kwame Brown. That right there, that conversation is the epitome of what's wrong with black media. We always ready, black business in general, always ready to sell out. So ownership is always better than just a couple dollars in your pocket, because money's fiat. It comes and it goes. But if you own it, so that's what the conversation needs to be with content creators. There's no more how to make videos. We all know how to do it. We all know how to edit. Today is so simple now. A guy told me he wanted me to do a video. He wanted to do a video for me for like $600. I said, are you crazy? I went to a studio. This guy talked about, it's about $70 an hour. I said, bro, you can record on your phone now. The game is done. That space is done. You know? Now we need to start developing our own apps. So if any software engineers out there, computer programmers out there, hit me up, yo. We got to start figuring out how we're going to build our own apps. But anyway, chase knowledge, never chase money. Peace, love, and positivity. Blah.